Dosa Awakening, very aesthetic pleasing class, very easy to play, low APM, very good grind class. It's kind of solid for Node War, you just don't want too many of it. For Arena of Solare, I'm not sure where to place this, but from what I hear, it's not the best in Arena. Next up is Dosa Succession. For Arena, this is, in my experience, one of the absolute best classes there is to play Arena with. It's also very solid on level with its Awakening par on PvE, and it's also quite solid for Node War. So overall, pretty good class. Musa Awakening. For AoS, it's a pretty good class. One of the better picks, I would say. It is countered by current meta, so yeah. PvE, I would say it's one of the best classes out there. And for Node War, also like a top tier pick. You cannot go wrong with this class. Also, I wouldn't say it's low APM, but it's quite easy to play. So yeah, feel free to give it a try. Musa Succession. For AoS, I would say it's on par with Awakening. And for PvE, it's slightly worse, but shines differently. On Node War, however, I don't think it's that great. It's kinda okay, but yeah, still a fun class to play. This one is, though, a lot higher APM, it requires more effort, but I think it's cooler overall. But yeah, it's up to you. Ranger Succession. For AoS, I would say it's pretty weak. For PvE, I'm not really sure, like low mid-tier class, but for Node War, it's like top tier class. Really good class for large scale PvP. This is one of your ranged bow classes in this game. There are two. We will see the other ones soon enough, but it's a cool class nonetheless. Now towards its Awakening part. For AoS, I would say it's far better than its Succession part. It's not top tier, but it's kind of okay. For PvE, it's considered a top tier pick as well. And for Node War, I would just play Succession here. It's really bad in Node War, to be honest. Unless you're literally god tier, then you can make it mediocre, I guess. Sorcerer Succession. For AoS, definitely one of the top tier picks. For PvE, also top tier, like top tier. And Node War, also one of the better picks. Not like S tier, but probably like A or something. But overall, this class is just really good and fucking annoying to deal with. Sorcerer Awakening, pretty much equal to its Succession part. I would say it's probably slightly better in PvE though, but overall I would say both Succession and Awakening do pretty well and similar in all content depending where you go. So yeah, definitely a good class to pick. Talking about bow classes, for AoS, it's slightly better than Succession Ranger, but it's not really good, to be honest. PvE is kinda okay, it's solid, it's pretty good. Like, it's not like top tier, but for Node War, I would say this is probably at least top 3 DPS class for Node War. It's really insane DPS wise for Node War. Give it a try. It's a really solid class. Tamer Succession. For AoS, I'm not really sure where to place it, but for PvE, it's definitely one of the better classes, top tier. For Node War, it's also solid in the right hands. So yeah, and it has a pet, so it's pretty cool. Tamer Awakening, I would say overall this is a top tier pick. If in the right hands, people completely underestimate this class. In my experience, I would like overall place it as an A tier for pretty much everything. If you know what you're doing, this class is deadly. But yeah, requires some hands, so have fun. Wizard Awakening. For AoS, it's actually pretty solid, even though people make memes about it, but it has a grab and good AoE. It's a bit slow and predictable, but it also provides like solid support. Overall, it's just a good class, one of the better classes for PvE as well, and for Node War, Not because of its damage, but everything it kind of brings. It's like a complete package, right? Like good AoE, decent mobility, long range, right? With an iframe on it, and yeah, you have PA, you have... This class has a lot going for it. It's pretty good in all content, so yeah, enjoy that, guys. Succession, I would say this one is a little bit better in PvE, but kind of similar, but just slightly better. For AoS, kinda equal to its counterpart, maybe a bit worse. And for Node War, it's up there with the Awakening, but I think Awakening is probably doing a little bit better, just because I think Succession might be a little bit more vulnerable in Node Wars, but it's still an insane peak because it's like a hybrid support, right? Which is very unique because there's not many classes that gives good support. Drakania Awakening, I would say for AoS, it's kind of decent. For PvE, also like really good on spots where you have to move a lot. And for Node War, I would see it's like kind of middle of the pack. It's overall a solid class and very cool aesthetically. If you're all in for that dragon theme, this is definitely the class for you. Drakania Succession, kind of similar to its Awakening part, both in AoS and in PvE. But for Node War, I feel like it's a little bit worse. But yeah, just my experience there. I think it's also really cool. It's more stationary and way slower, but way higher burst damage. So depends. Do you like more movement? Go for Awakening. Do you like slower movement but higher damage? Then in one hit, then yeah, go for Succession. Really cool class. Berserker Awakening for AoS, I feel like it's pretty solid in the right hands. For PvE, it's above average, and for Node War, again, average, but in the right hands, it can be like really good. So yeah, not much to say about it. Really cool class, all about that hand cannon and axes. Also the largest class in the game. Succession. For AoS, I feel like Succession is actually a little bit better, but yeah, for PvE, kind of similar to Awakening, but less effort. And for Node War, I feel like it's a bit better just because of what it provides to the team. So yeah, but I feel like Awakening and Succession are kind of equal to each other. Succession is just a lot easier. So yeah, but it definitely fulfills that big manly fantasy if that's what you're into. So give the Succession Corsair. For AoS, it's way below average. For PvE, I also feel like it's not that good. But for Node War, it's like S tier up there with but it's more like an engager or pre-engager rather than a DPS. But it's very protected and had vacuums and really good engage. Like it's a really good class for a large scale PvP. So yeah, definitely give it a go if you like that water pirate theme. It's kind of similar to its Succession part, both in AoS and in PvE. I feel like it's a bit better in PvE than Succession, but it's a bit worse in Node War than Succession, right? So overall, they're both kind of equal. They just shine in different places. So yeah, but both are underwhelming in Arena. So if Arena is your main goal, you probably want to think twice before taking this class. Valkyrie Succession, one of the better 1v1 classes, but for AoS also I'm not sure where to put it. Probably like average, I would say. PvE, underwhelming, and Node War also underwhelming. It lacks the AoE, but if you want to out-trade most people in 1v1, then this is definitely a class for you. So yeah, Valkyrie Awakening, also very cool class, hits that paladin theme, right? I think this class is way better for Node War and slightly better in PvE due to larger AoEs, above average or average at best, I would say. Does require some effort to play this class, so yeah, but this is the Holy Warrior, so give it a go. Maehwa Succession, I would say an average class overall. For AoS, it's doing okay, nothing big to talk about. But if you like quick movement and quick burst, then yeah, this is a decent class. For PvE, I would say it's above average. For Node Warrior, I would say it's below average. So yeah, but cool class also have the biggest chest in the game, if you're into that kind of stuff. Maehwa Awakening, I would only pick this class if you are absolutely in love with it. I feel like it's probably one of the weakest class, if not the weakest class in the game. There are some real chats out there that still plays this class, but you're gonna struggle a lot if you pick this one. It's overall probably, yeah, it's not great. But if you pick this class, there's also, for any class to receive a buff, this one is probably on the top of the list. But we've been thinking that for a long time, so yeah. But if you like the aesthetics, it's still playable. You can still get some shit done, but you have to know you're a complete underdog if you play this class. I love it, the aesthetics though. I think it's a cool class. Yeah, so give it a go. Warrior. This is one of the like OG classes of BDO. It's a really cool class. For AoS, I'm not really sure what to do with it. People rate it low for PvE. I think it's above average for PvE, but hey man, what can I say? For Node War, I mean, it's not bad. It's just that there's just a lot of better classes that does what this class does, and I feel like it doesn't really provide much. But hey, if you like it, go for it. Yeah, this class is a low skill floor, right? But it's also a high skill ceiling. You can do a lot of cool shit with Warrior. So if you're into some crazy stuff, then Warrior can definitely get shit done. Warrior Awakening. For AoS, I feel like it's getting better, but I would say it's average or below average. For PvE, I'm not really sure where to put it. Again, I feel it's below average as well. For Node War, kind of the same as its Succession part. It's not really anything to shout out about. But it is, however, one of the best 1v1 classes out there, I would say. Like, at least top 10, but in my opinion, like top 5. It's a Giga Chat class, okay? This is what men plays. Hashashin Succession, for PvE, it's quite solid. For Node War, it's top tier. Definitely top tier pick. It's all about the Sand Ninja, right? For AoS, it's also, yeah. Overall, it's above average or a top tier pick for pretty much everything in the game. You can't go wrong with this class, to be honest. It's pretty good. It's a pretty good class, yeah. Definitely. Hashashin Awakening, same, absolute same as Succession. It's a bit better in PvE, I would say. They provide different things for, I would say Awakening has more CC than Succession for AoS, but less damage. That is just in my experience. I could be wrong though, I'm not highly experienced Hash, but I did play it a bit. For Node War, I feel it's a bit worse, but it's still top tier pick. A really fun class to play as well. Yeah, give it a try, man. Deadeye, the gunner of BDO. I think it's one of the better range classes for AoS. Probably not the best range class, sort of. For PvE, I don't know, never played it in PvE, but Gamaf doesn't rank it really high, so I don't know what to say, but other people say it's actually pretty good, so I don't know what to do with that. For Node War, I would say it's also one of the best classes, so yeah, a bit more positional awareness on what you're doing, because it's lower range than Ranger and Archer, but yeah, all the gunners and bow classes are insane in Node Wars, if you ask me. Scholar, one of the moms of BDO, I would say it's a really cool class. For AoS, I feel like it's like top tier pick, not like god tier, but definitely top tier. For PvE, it's the same, and for Node War, I also feel like it's the same. It's very, very good class, I would say. So yeah, definitely give it a try. It's really cool. Yeah, I don't know what to say, man. Like, she's just a cool class overall. Dark Knight Awakening. For AoS, I feel like it's below average. For PvE, I feel like, I don't know, didn't play it much, but from what I hear, it's pretty average. And for Node War, I mean, it's underwhelming, but it's not terrible. It's just, you need to know what the fuck you're doing on this class to even get anything done. There are better range classes, but it's one of the most aesthetically pleasing classes out there. Really, really cool class, for sure. Succession, I would say it's top tier for Arena, and also one of the better picks for PvE. For Node War, I would say it's the same thing as Awakening. It's pretty average, but a god tier player can get some shit done with this class. It has that mage ninja style to it, right? So it's like that rogue assassin playstyle, but as a mage kinda. So that's pretty cool. Yeah, give it a go, man. Woosa Awakening, I would say it's one of the top tier picks for in-game PvE, one of the best, definitely. For Node War, a bit above average, it's kind of okay. For AoS, I feel like people underrate this class. It's really hard to play against because it can knock down people behind frontal guard, so even though they hit you from the front, they can still knock you down because they have abilities that hit behind you. So it's a really tricky class to play against. So if you master this class, even though people put it as kind of average for AoS, I feel like it's way above average, to be honest. It's really good arena class, to be fair. Which I would say it's good in everything. S tier nowhere, but it's pretty good in everything, like above average for everything. AoS, PvE, Node War, really easy class to pick up as well. A bit slow, so you need to know what you're doing. So, yeah, it's also a cool class, to be honest. Like, I think all the classes are cool at this point. I sound like a fucking robot, right? Just being like, oh, all classes are cool. But yeah, they are. That's the thing BDO does well, is cool class designs and great combat system. Let's hope they build more on that in the future. Which Succession, I would say it's the same as Awakening part. For AoS, sort of. For PvE, it's better. It's probably the best class in PvE. But for Node War, I feel like it's a little bit worse, right? So, but overall, also really solid for all game aspects. It has that really mage vibe to it. So, yeah. Maegu Succession. The Trickster Mage, right? AoS, above average. PvE, I would say it's pretty average. Node War, definitely one of the better classes out there. Again, range classes really shine in Node War if you really want kills. They are easier to get shit done because you can position a bit differently with them. You don't have to be right in the face of people, which is usually where the most damage is focused, right? So yeah, also a cool class if you're into that trickster theme, foxy lady. Maegu Awakening, AoS, I feel like it's kind of the same. PvE, it's one of the top tier picks. And Node War, I feel like it's kind of the same, but it's more assassin and up in your face kind of playstyle. So, but yeah, also very aesthetic pleasing class, to be honest. Give it a go. Kunoichi, AoS, top tier. PvE, top tier. Node War, average, I would say. It's the female ninja basically, so, and it's also a really cool class, but it's gonna hurt your fingers to play the Kunoichi and ninja. They are very high skill ceiling classes, but if you get good at them, well, GG. Kinda the same as its Awakening part in everything. It's top tier for Arena, top tier PvE, average or below average for Node Wars. So yeah. Also, yeah, not much to say really. It's the same thing as Awakening part at this point. So Awakening Lahn. Both Awakening and Succession can kind of fly, but Awakening fly a lot less, sort of. Definitely S tier pick for Arena. top tier pick for PvE as well. For Node War, I would say it's below average. It doesn't have the mobility Succession has and cannot really just fly in and get the fuck out the same way Succession can. But yeah, it's as you can see, it's a cool class. Lahn Succession. For AoS, it's a bit weaker than Awakening part, but still above average. For PvE, I feel like they're kind of equal. For Node War, this is like one of the top tier melee fraggers. If you know how to play this class and take advantage of people's bad positioning and bad awareness, like this class can really pop off. It's also a huge noob stomper class, so people that doesn't know how to play the game will just get, yeah, mopped on the floor by this class. I would say it's kind of equal in Node War to its Awakening part. This is Sage Succession. For AoS, it's a lot weaker, and for PvE, it's also a lot weaker. It's really good on early game PvE, or maybe even mid game, but for in-game PvE, it's really lackluster. It's a cool class though. I think it's cooler than the Awakening part, but hey, that's just me. I like that space magic more than lightning, so I think it's very unique. Well, the god of BDO. Sage is probably top 3 pick for Arena right now. Also one of the top picks for PvE, and also one of the top picks for Node War. This class, I'm sorry, Sage players, but this class needs a nerf. I don't know what to tell you. It's fun. It's broken. It's just good at everything it does, like everything. So yeah, really cool class design as well. Yeah, give it a go, man. Nova Succession. If you're into that whole Death Knight theme from World of Warcraft, this is probably the closest you're gonna get. It is a shield and mace class, but you get summons and you're very ice themed kinda. It's also a pretty cool class overall. It's one of the best 1v1 classes as well. I would say it's S tier PvE, even though people don't rank it high in PvE. I feel like with all the current changes, it's one of the better PvE classes on FK spots and tower spots, and that's pretty much 90% of the game. So yeah. For Node War, I feel like people underrate it. I feel like it's really good, but you don't want too many of it, like maybe 1 or 2. But it has a unique mechanic where everyone who's behind her will get extra DP and she can block abilities and whatnot. Nova Awakening, I don't know what to say. From what I hear, this is one of the classes that needs a rework as well, but it is supposed to be pretty decent in PvE. You need to be in love with this class. It requires a lot of fucking effort to play. Very tricky mechanics and high APM. So, but it has a very cool class design that it gives me that Fiora vibe from League of Legends, right? And cool aesthetics. So, yeah, give it a go, guys. Yeah, the Giga Child of BDO. If there's any class up there that is close to Sage, is just the Gauntlet classes. Like, I don't know what to tell you. The Mystic and the Striker, crazy classes overall. They're above average for PvE, this class, and for AoS, one of the best. For Node War, also one of the best. Like, straight up frontliner, and yeah, really fucking good class. But this class also needs a nerf, sorry, but it's cool, and if you're really into that martial art kind of theme, then Striker is different. Striker Succession, not sure what to say. I know it's one of the best 1v1 classes, and it's pretty good in PvE, if not one of the best in PvE. But for Arena, I have no idea what to tell you. It's supposed to be a lot more single target orientated, but I feel like it's probably doing pretty good in Arena in the right hands. So yeah, give it a go, guys. Guardian Awakening, probably the easiest class to play in PvE, and also like top tier pick for PvE and for new beginners. Really easy, slow class. For AoS, I feel like it's a below average, and for Node War, it's kind of average. It's nothing, nothing special, but yeah, it's the Dragon Slayer of BDO, so she's cool. I feel like this is kind of similar to Awakening, except that It does a little bit better in Node War, but a little bit worse in PvE, but otherwise it's kind of similar to its Awakening part. They just shine differently, but overall kinda like both are really good in PvE and both are kinda average in Node War. But I would say Succession is above average in Node War, where it's right below the S tier in PvE, where its counterpart Awakening is like S tier in PvE, but a bit average on Node War. So yeah, well, Shai, I don't know what to tell you. You play this class on my report list. I'm joking. It's a fucking terrorist, man. I don't know. And did they really have to make this class a child that's apparently not a child according to lore? It's solo gameplay is average, but any group content, this class become S+ tier. Like, it's in its league on its own because it's the only full supportive class in the game. So if you want to be full support, Shai is definitely the class for you. If you have a team to play around in AoS, Shai is insane. If you play solo queue, then meh. For Node War, God tier, only God tier class. Because it's the only support class, you must have a Shai. The team that has a Shai already has a bigger chance of winning than the team that doesn't. So yeah, there we go. Ninja Awakening. So it's kind of similar to Kunoichi. I feel like it's a little bit better than Kuno, but that's just my opinion. PvE is, according to Gamma, below average. So yeah, I have no idea. Node War, I would say it's above average, but it's nothing to talk about. You don't want too many people playing this class. It can be really good, like dueling on the flank or in the backline and protecting backline classes, or like you don't want to be inside the main block with this class. You want to occupy people and kind of frustrate them because you're really hard to deal with. For AoS, top 3 class, 100% top 3 class. Same with its Succession part. Ninja overall is a top 3 class for small scale combat. Definitely one of the best classes of all time for small scale. Succession, same story as Awakening. I feel though it's a bit better in Node War and a bit better in PvE. Well, not a bit better. It's one of the best classes in PvE. Let's not lie here. It's crazy class. Insanely high APM. If you're willing to put in effort and feel completely dogshit for a long time, but when you nail this class, you're god. Like, this class is crazy. So give it a go, man. So our last top tier, god tier pick for Arena and also for Node War. This class has vacuum and sucks people in, which is completely broken. I don't even know why it's a thing in BDO, but she's the opposite of Striker. So Striker is about that martial art, but more like striking and punching, where she's more about kicking, and they're both martial artists, and yeah, they're both like top tier picks for pretty much all content, so they're pretty good. Mystic Succession, I feel it's a bit, it's still top tier, but a bit below in AoS and Node War compared to Awakening, but still top tier, but it's better in PvE. So but they're both like they're both way above average and top tier picks in pretty much all content. Insane classes like the Gauntlets, the Striker Mystic, the Ninja Kuno. If you pick one of those, you will be good at pretty much everything. Like, there's no going wrong with the martial arts and rogue assassin classes. They're fucking insane. So yeah, that's the end of this video. So I'll see you wrong in some of the things I say, but this is again based on statistics from Arena of Solare, top 100, and the fact that what other people are saying about the class and what the community is rating the classes as on Garmoth website. I will link Garmoth website below, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.